Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please give your confirmations on the chat box, please. Thank you, Venkat. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you all. Thank you very much for your confirmations. Thank you very much. Let's stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. So what is our plan for today? As we are learning DevOps on AWS, it's all important that we should have an AWS account. I'm sure most of you are having AWS account, but there are some participants who are directly jumping to DevOps without having any exposure towards AWS. Considering them, we'll be spending some time how to create a new AWS account by learning the process of creating a new AWS account. Not just creating an AWS account, we will log into AWS and we'll be creating a Linux machine. We'll be creating a Linux machine on AWS today. And then we'll also learn how can we connect a Linux machine using a terminal called Git Bash. The new thing what I'm showing you here is Git Bash terminal. Probably you may have connected using Putty, but I'll be using Git terminal called Git Bash. And then we'll get, if time permits, we'll get started with Linux. So this is our plan for today. So as usual, before moving on, let's have interaction with some of the participants. Sivakumar, good evening. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. You are now allowed to unmute Sivakumar and talk. Ankita, good evening, Ankita. How are you doing?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are very clear, Ankita. Yes, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, sir?
Doing well, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, my question is is there make any difference if you are using Putty or a Git Bash terminal? Like in
Any
industry.
terminal is okay. You can, if you're comfortable with Putty, you can do with Putty, or you can also connect with Git Bash. It doesn't make any difference.
Okay, so like in industry, which terminal like the mostly use or something?
Putty is mostly used in the industry.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Anything more, Ankita?
yeah. Your teaching was like very good. The
Thank
first
you.
session was awesome. Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. Yes. Pavanti.
Yeah. Hello.
Good
Yeah.
evening, Pavanti.
Yeah. Hi, Sunil. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Yes, your question,
Okay.
please.
So actually, I'm having IT experience for 11 years as an Oracle DBA.
Oracle DBA.
So
Okay.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning. I have started learning these things. Linux and all, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
So after learning this AWS DevOps on AWS, where will I be? Like, how it's going to help me? Because the industry is going with DevOps, so I just went, but I'm not sure how it's going to help me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Pavanti, coming to your case, you have an experience in as an Oracle DBA. Agree?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You're an Oracle DBA a resource, and you are having close to 10 years of experience. Okay.
11. Yeah.
Currently, you're working.
Yes, I'm working.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you want to switch your technology. Am I right?
I don't want to speech,
Mm-hmm.
but how gonna this DevOps on no AWS is going to add on advantage for
Yes.
my yes,
That is
that's what.
no doubt. Whether you are a DBA or a developer, having a knowledge on cloud platform is always
Mm,
advantage. You can
mm,
stick to Oracle, but still having a knowledge on AWS will add value to your current profile also. Coming to
mm,
DevOps, but
mm.
DevOps will not add value to current profile. Okay, but
Okay.
if you want to, if you learn DevOps by use this by combination of this AWS skills and DevOps skills, you can switch your existing technology from Oracle DBA to a DevOps administrator. Okay.
Okay. Mm,
Okay.
mm,
So
mm,
not only you, many resources wants to shift their technologies from legacy technologies like mainframes or informatica or testing.
mm.
So for not only for you, the same case can be for other resources. So this combination will help you in case if you're planning to switch your technology. The process what you have to follow, as you have
Mm.
11 years of experience, you have to put 8 years of experience as an Oracle
DBA.
DBA, okay, whatever
Mm,
your genuine experience, okay,
mm, mm.
that you have to mention it as your core DBA and the latest 3 years of experience, okay.
Okay. Mm,
The latest 3 years of experience in your profile, you have to project it as AWS, and a DevOps
DevOps.
professional. Okay,
Mm,
so that's
mm,
how you have to divide your resume. 8 years your actual industry, and 3 years which you are planning to get into the latest industry. So that's how,
mm,
if you bifurcate what kind of roles and responsibilities you have to play mention in this 3 years of experience, what
mm.
kind of projects you have to place it in this 3 years of experience, you will understand it when we'll guide you
Okay.
once you complete the entire course. And
Mm,
once you prepare this kind of profile and place it in job market, if
mm,
you strongly practice whatever we are learning, you can
mm.
easily clear the interview and get into your latest technology. So this
Okay.
is the path what you need to follow.
Okay. So, and I just want to know this one also. How about the compensation then? Because I'm going with 8 years Oracle GBA core and 3 years of AWS plus DevOps, right?
Hmm.
How would the market take me, like regarding my compensation and all?
See,
There is no.
definitely DBA resources will have a better package. No, DevOps resources will have
Mm,
better packages. I hope you know, Pavanti,
mm.
Oracle is all becoming autonomous, isn't it? It's
Yes,
already is
yes,
autonomous.
yes.
So number of DBAs required probably 10 years back isn't huge, but now it is not much, isn't it? Because
Mm.
everything is becoming autonomous.
Yes,
You
exactly.
have
Yes.
relational RDS service in AWS and the equivalent services. So
Mm.
even a non-DBA experience can easily handle the DBA instances. They can launch the instances
Yes.
in a click of a
Mm.
button. They can take a backup and snapshot. So
Yeah, that's
it's
what I was going through
yeah,
because
yeah,
when coming to AWS, it's like, just click and go. That's
booming,
it.
booming. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how it's how. So
Mm,
it's always good to switch to the technology which is doing good, which helps in both your
mm.
career with respect to
Okay.
opportunities and with respect to package also. Yes, you can have a definitely a better
Mm.
package than what you are currently having. Okay.
So the course will help me to show my experience as 3 years in
Exactly. You can
DevOps,
easily
right?
project 3 to 3.5 years of experience. Not only you, anybody, if you
Mm.
complete this AWS course as well as DevOps
DevOps.
course by
Mm.
using this combination of skill sets, you can easily handle 3 to 3.5 years of experience, 2.5 years. It's up to you.
So it's like
But there
L1
are a lot of
kind of
success.
role.
There are a lot of success stories
Mm.
we have received after this particular path. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to work as a L1 only, right? If for 3 years, then I'm gonna
So
show.
it's not like L1 or L2 here as a DevOps
Mm.
engineer, okay?
Okay.
Because it's
Hmm.
not a supporting role which you will be playing for your clients or
Okay.
your clients' customers, okay? So it's all
Mm.
about helping the development team and operations team coordinating
Ops team.
to
Mm. Mm.
ops team to include automation in the software development life cycle so that you
Mm.
can deliver the changes to the client that much more faster rate. That's the concept. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay.
So what would be my designation then? How it's
Come on.
gonna affect my
See,
designation?
so
Yeah.
first point, yes, it's not only for you, it's everybody.
Mm.
So your designation will be your existing designation that you cannot change because your documents like your salary slips, everything in the designation will remain
Yes,
same.
it's a core. Yeah.
But you have to
Mm.
mention that as because you're part of operations team, right? As a database administrator
Yes,
on high level,
exactly.
you have to
Mm.
mention that your designation was the same, but you are involved in the DevOps project and
Okay.
you have
Mm.
to showcase that experience. That's enough.
Okay.
Okay. They'll
Got it.
not consider the document. Okay.
Got it. Yes. All right. That's
Because
fine.
most of the time industry
Mm.
designation is different and the roles and
Yes,
responsibilities
exactly.
is
Yeah,
differently.
even I
Agree, isn't it?
experienced that. Yes,
Yes.
because
So
if I show AWS, that was the question. Because now my designation is technical plus manager. I'm
mm,
not sure how I'm gonna get for AWS. So I had that question. Okay,
okay.
all right, that's fine. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Sunil.
Pavanti. How do you
Yeah.
know about this institute?
I came through across, one of my colleague. So I
Mm-hmm.
just started learning because as till now, my 11 years was into, purely
Code
Oracle
domain,
core DBA.
Oracle. Yeah, okay.
I never touched all these
See,
development.
option one, Pavanti. If you want
Mm,
to upgrade, you need to go to either Exadata or Apps DBA, isn't it?
yes,
So
yes.
that domain. Okay. Even
Mm,
EBS also, Oracle Apple also is going to Fusion. That's also going to finally cloud again,
yes,
isn't it?
exactly. Yeah.
So you cannot go into developer track now. You cannot become a
I don't think so.
.NET or
Also, I can
no.
go. Yeah.
So what is the other option you're having? Getting into cloud platform and
Yes.
getting into DevOps industry, isn't it?
Mm,
That's the best
yes.
thing what's happening now.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you.
And see, and one more question, last question. I don't
Mhm.
want to. So, will it? No, now the developers is a boom in industry, right? So, can we get more opportunities if I learn this DevOps and put my resume with 3 years? Any on-site opportunities also may I get or not? I just
With
want
the,
this
yes,
question. Yeah.
definitely you will have a better opportunities both onset also. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you, Sunil. Yeah.
One more final call before moving on. Uh, Franklin Mangong.
Hi.
Good morning.
I think it's morning. It's morning where I am. Good afternoon. Um, I was asking because we're doing all these setups. Is it specific to the OS we're using? Because I have Mac and probably others have Windows.
Okay,
So,
no problem, Franklin. So all these DevOps tools, whatever we are learning, we'll be learning and we'll be installing it on AWS cloud, isn't it?
yeah.
So whether you are having a Mac laptop or a Windows laptop does not make any difference.
All right.
Okay,
So,
because all these softwares, all these DevOps tools, we download it and we install it, everything on AWS cloud platform. So your underlining laptop does not make any difference. Okay.
awesome. Thank you. Just wanted to clarify.
Thank you. Tarun, how are you doing, Tarun? You are now allowed to unmute and talk. Parag, I have seen your email. I think you're talking to one of our support members. Yes, you are now allowed to ask your question. Can you hear me, Parag? You are now allowed to unmute and talk.
Sir, am I audible right now?
Yes, you are audible. How are you doing, Parag?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. Sir, question is simply just I just want to know you are giving enough okay knowledge for the tools that we learned in the course, but it's just tool specific, right? That we're going to learn. But apart from that, AWS is much more. So as a beginner DevOps engineer needs to complete AWS course parallelly or first, or helps to learn this course better, or learn DevOps on AWS and AWS course are different. That means you can learn DevOps tools for getting a job without having a complete knowledge of dedicated AWS course.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's make these concepts very simple. I think your question is very complex. In the industry now, every DevOps professional should be good in cloud platform.
Fine.
Mandatory.
Okay.
If you learn only DevOps without AWS or without Azure, very less chances of getting a job, because every DevOps professional in the industry, all these DevOps tools are implemented on cloud in the industry also. So when you say that I'm a DevOps engineer, the next question that comes to you is in which cloud platform you're comfortable with the DevOps tools, then what should be your answer? You should be strong in the cloud platform also. Okay, so there are two cases. People learn AWS first and then come to DevOps.
Right.
People learn DevOps first and later they learn AWS. Anything is okay, but finally you have to end up acquiring both the skills, AWS and DevOps. Then only you are ready to get hired. Okay.
So first completed DevOps, it will helps to get job also, no?
Without AWS?
No. Without AWS means
No,
you have any basic idea about AWS, but after completion of this course, you will eligible for getting a job also, right?
Basic idea. It's if you get less number of questions on AWS, you're lucky. But nowadays everybody is expected to have strong knowledge on AWS.
Right. Means both are 50-50 chances need to be learned.
When a resource is having strong exposure towards cloud platform and DevOps, then only he will be successful once he get into the industry. Okay.
Fine. So
Okay.
both are needed.
It's both the pillars. Okay.
Okay. Oh, fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay. As we know, we are learning DevOps on AWS. There are few resources, as I have mentioned, who are directly learning DevOps first without having exposure towards AWS. Considering them, let's learn how can we create a new AWS account. My dear friends, everybody should have an AWS account because we will be right from practicals, everything we'll be doing it on AWS. So you should have an AWS account. I'll be showing you how to create an AWS account. So first question, what is AWS? Very simple, it's a cloud platform. That's its platform. Okay, it's a platform which is nothing but collection of services. To be more simple, what is AWS? AWS is nothing but a cloud platform. Okay, which is nothing but collection of services. AWS is nothing but a cloud platform, which is nothing but collection of services. Okay, perfect. So if you want to log into AWS and use your AWS, you have to have an AWS account. Okay, I'll show you what is collection of services. Let me show you the collection of services. Let's log into AWS. The URL is aws.amazon.com. The URL is aws.amazon.com. This is the URL. So .com. I already have an AWS account. Let me log in and show you how exactly AWS Cloud Platform looks like. Sign in. I'm logging it with my email address and the login password. It's a cloud platform, which is nothing but, as I have mentioned, it is nothing but collection of services. The moment you log in, can you see left side, you can see a list of services. So these are all the services available, services related to analytics, services related application integration. So it's all collection of services related to computing instances. So these are all the services available. Okay. So AWS is nothing but a collection of services. These are all the services of AWS. Okay, these are all the services of AWS. So it's a cloud platform, which is nothing but collection of services. But if you want to log into cloud and you want to log into AWS, and if you want to experience this collection of services, you have to have an AWS account. Now I'll show you how to create an AWS account. If you want to create an AWS account, step one, you should have an email address. Very important. You should have an email address. That's not a problem. We all have an email address. Step two, you should have a mobile number. That's also not a problem. We are all having a mobile number. So my difference, if you're having two mobile numbers, if you're maintaining two SIM cards, please use the mobile number which is linked to your bank account. Are you understanding? If you are having two mobile numbers, please use the mobile number which is linked to your bank account. Keep that in mind. So you should have an email address, you should have a mobile number, and step three, you should have a debit card. Debit card, all of us are having a debit card. Credit card could be difficult, but we all have a debit card. That's enough. Or credit card, it's up to you. Whichever is okay, anything is okay. But debit card is preferred. But if you want, you can use a debit card, a credit card also. So if you have an email address, if you have a mobile number, if you have a debit card with you, okay, you can go ahead and create a new AWS account. One important note, RuPay card will not work. Visa card, MasterCard will work, and RuPay card will not work. So if you're having a RuPay card, even though you use it, it will not work. That's keep in mind. And next point, your debit card should be enabled for international transactions. Are you understanding? Your debit card should be enabled for international transactions. By default, your debit card will be disabled. You have to speak to your customer care. Let's say if you're having an SBI account or if you're having an ICICI account, you have to call to the customer care and request them to enable your debit card for international transaction. Your debit card could be there, but if it is not enabled, even though you use it, it will not be accepted. So if you have an email address, if you have a mobile number with you, if you have a debit card which is enabled for international transactions, if you have all these, yes, you can go ahead and create a new AWS account. You already know the URL aws.amazon.com. So this is the URL. Let's quickly have a look at the process of creating a new AWS account. You can see sign in to the console. I already have an account. As I already have an account, I can happily sign in. And I sign in using the email address and password like I've just shown you. But my dear friends, if you're not having an email, if you're not having an AWS account, scroll down. Here you get an option of creating a new AWS account, isn't it? Can you see here we have an option of creating a new AWS account. So please select this option, create a new AWS account. Yes. It is asking to enter your email address. As I told you, the first thing what you have to do is to furnish your email address. So it is asking your email address. So provide your email address and mention your account name. Account name should be unique and you have to verify your email address. Okay. So first thing, you have to enter your email address and verify your email address. That's the first thing. Next, when you go to next step, it will ask you to enter your mobile number. I have a document which will help you to explain the step-by-step process of creating a new AWS account. Please have a look at it. I have a document which helps you to step-by-step process of creating a new AWS account. You can see step 1, the URL is aws.amazon.com. Provide your email address, provide your login password, and mention your account name. Click on continue. So first step, what you have to do is to mention your email address and define your login password. I hope you already have observed the AWS account which you are creating now is a free tier access which is eligible for 12 months. So when you're creating an AWS account, this AWS account is free for 12 months. Okay, limited access. That's called free tier access is eligible for 12 months. Okay, so remember that. Next step, you have to enter your contact number. Very important. Please have a look at it. AWS provides 2 types of accounts, as you can see, professional account and personal account. AWS provides 2 types of accounts, professional account and personal account. You are creating an AWS account for your personal use. We are all creating an AWS account for our personal use. So select the account type as personal. Select the account type as personal. Provide your full name, provide your mobile number, valid mobile number and valid country. I have seen many participants providing the India mobile number, country as US. Combination should be correct. You have to provide a valid mobile number, select the right country, and enter your address. This is step 2. So step 1, we have furnished our email address. Step 2, it will ask you to enter your mobile number and select the country. Next. Obviously, step 3, it will ask you to enter your debit card or credit card details. So this is how I'll be entering my credit card details. You can see here, I'll be providing my debit card. I'll be providing my expiry date and then my card holder name. And then I will verify and add. When you click on verify and add, it will verify whether the debit card details what you have entered is valid or not by deducting 2 rupees from your bank account. Okay, you get an OTP to your mobile number just to verify your debit card whether it is correct or not. So provide your OTP and validate your debit card. Next, you need to confirm your identity by entering mobile number one more time. Already we have entered mobile number in step 2. You have to repeat your mobile number one more time. Select the right country. You get one more OTP. You get one more OTP to verify your mobile number. Everything is verified. Your email address is verified. Your debit card is verified. Your mobile number is verified by using the OTPs. The first OTP is for verifying your debit card by deducting 2 rupees. Second OTP is to verify the mobile number what you have used. AWS provides 3 types of plans. As you can see in the screen, basic plan, developer plan, and business plan. Basic plan is free for a period of 12 months. Select the basic plan. So basic plan is free. That's more than enough for us to do hands-on with respect to DevOps tools. Just select your role, whatever the role you are using and you're interested in, whatever the technology you want, you can select it and click on submit. You get a confirmation message, a thank you message. Okay, and you get a thank you message saying that your account has been successfully created. Verify your email, you'll get an email from AWS saying that your account has been successfully created. So this is how. So step 1, email address. Step 2, debit card. Step 3, verify your mobile number. That's it. That's more than enough. You're done with the select the account type as basic account. That's enough. So that's it. And once you are done with creating an AWS account, you can log in and experience how AWS looks like. Okay. And I log in with my email address. And this is how when you log in, the first page is called as a console page. So my dear friends, tell me, is it difficult to create an AWS account? Please respond. Is it difficult? Not at all. It is very easy, isn't it? If it is easy, please type yes in the chat box. Creating an AWS account is very easy. Am I right? Please type yes if it is yes. If it is easy in the chat box. Yes, it's very easy. Just complete the process. Go ahead and create a new AWS account. Thank you very much. Yes, it is easy. Okay. Yes, done. Perfect. Once your AWS account is created, sometimes it will take approximately 18 hours time for your AWS account to be activated. After creating, probably you need to wait for approximately 18 hours for AWS account to be activated. Creation is different, activation is different. Once you create an AWS account, sometimes it will be activated automatically. Sometimes it will take some time to activate your AWS account. So if you log in, sometimes you get a message AWS is not active. So you have to wait for a few hours for the AWS account to be get activated. That's it. Okay, so I hope you have learned the process of creating an AWS account. Next. Our plan is to create a new Linux machine. Our plan is to create a new Linux machine. Question number 1. Sunil, why are you creating a Linux machine? We can create a Windows machine also. That could be a question. Sunil, yeah, okay. We are planning to create a Linux machine on AWS. In fact, Sunil, why are we creating a Linux machine? I hope you remember, I have mentioned in the previous session, the prerequisite for DevOps is Linux. The prerequisite for DevOps is Linux. All the DevOps tools, we will be installing it and we will be managing it using the Linux commands. Every DevOps professional should be comfortable with the basics of Linux. Now, can I learn Linux in the Windows operating system? No, it's not possible, isn't it? We need a Linux environment. For that, we'll be creating a Linux machine on AWS. You can create any machine, whichever you want. You can create a Windows machine on AWS. You can create a Linux machine on AWS. You can create a Mac operating system on AWS. You can create an Ubuntu. You can create a Solaris operating system. Any machine you want, you can create it on AWS. Let's go ahead and create a Linux machine. If you want to create these kind of Windows machines or Linux machines or Mac machines, any operating system, if you want, you can create it by using a service called as EC2. What is EC2? EC2 is a service. EC2 is a service which helps you to create virtual machines on cloud. Any machine you want, you can create it. As I told you, Windows machine, Ubuntu, Solaris, Mac operating, any machine you want, you can create it by using a service called as EC2. So as we have an AWS account now, let me log into AWS and we'll be selecting a service called EC2. And then in this EC2 service, I'll be showing you how to create a new Linux machine. Let's get started. I'll be sharing this document to you. Don't worry. Sign in to existing AWS account. Let me log into my existing account. The moment you log into AWS, the first page is called as console home. The moment you log into AWS, the first page is called as a console home page, which is nothing but collection of services. Go to services and you can see we under compute section, you will be finding a service called EC2. EC2 is all about creating virtual servers on cloud, virtual machines on cloud. So under compute, you will find a service called EC2. Select instances. In my case, how many instances you are experiencing? 1, 2, 3. These are my existing EC2 machines, which you'll be using for my other batches. In your case, if it is a fresh AWS account, you will find 0 instances. You will not find any instances. Okay, so don't worry about these 3 instances. I'll be using these instances for other batches. So don't worry about these 3 instances. Let's go ahead and create a new instance. Instance is nothing but the machine. I can call it as instance. I can call it as a machine. I can call it as a virtual machine, whatever you want, I can use it. Okay, so I'll be creating a new instance. Instance is nothing but the virtual machine. So launch instances. I write it as anything. I want to name it as machine 1. Okay, I'm creating a machine. Can you see number of machines? I can go ahead and create 10 machines at once, but I want to create only one machine. If you want, you can increase the number of machines, but I want to create only one machine. I want to name it as machine 1. Please have a look at it. Operating system images. That's simply when you're creating a machine, you have to select operating system, isn't it? What operating system you want? Do you want to create Mac operating system? Do you want to create an Ubuntu machine? Do you want to create a Windows machine? So these are all available operating systems. You will find all possible operating systems, my dear friends. So why want to create an Ubuntu machine? I'll selecting the operating system as Ubuntu. Okay. First, what is the name of the machine? Machine 1, isn't it? What is the name of the machine? Machine 1. Number of instances 1. Operating system, what did I select it? Ubuntu. Scroll down. When I select Ubuntu, you will get different versions of Ubuntu. Click at this drop down list. Ubuntu 22 version, Ubuntu 20, Ubuntu 20.4 with SQL Server. There are a lot of Ubuntu versions of operating system. But very important, there are few operating systems which are eligible for free tier. Can you see? There are few operating systems which are eligible for free tier, but there are few operating systems which are not eligible for free tier. Do you remember the AWS account? What we have created is a free tier account. This AWS account is free with some limitations. Don't think that as it is free, I can misuse it or I can do anything. No, not strong. It is having some limitations. Please select the operating system which is eligible for free tier. That's more than enough. So I'll be selecting Ubuntu 18 version. Fine. I'm selecting Ubuntu 18 version. Next. So operating system, I've selected Ubuntu. Fine. Scroll down. Next. Instance type. This is important. Instance type. This is important. My dear friends, please try to understand. This is your AWS cloud platform. What are we planning to do on this AWS cloud? We are planning to create a Ubuntu machine. Agree? We are planning to create an Ubuntu machine. We are planning to create a Linux machine. Now answer my question. Okay, you are naming it as machine 1, very good. But my point is, what is the hardware configuration of this Linux machine? Sunil, we are creating a Linux machine, very good. Now tell me the hardware configuration of the Linux machine. What is the memory of that particular Linux machine? What is the processor of that particular Linux machine? What is the hard disk of that particular? Is it a 1 TB hard disk or 500 GB of hard disk? And what is the memory? RAM is nothing but called as memory. Is it an 8 GB memory or 16 GB memory? Tell me the configuration of this Linux machine. The configuration of the Linux machine which we are creating is dependent on instance type. The configuration of the Linux machine is dependent on instance type. I will be selecting instance type as T2 micro. I'll be selecting the instance type as T2 micro. What does that mean? Look at this. Instance type. There are a lot of instance types available. T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium. Can you see T2 large, T2 extra large, T3 large, T3 nano, T3 micro. So a lot of instance types available. Huge different types of instance type. But very important observation. The only instance type which is eligible for free tier, have you observed? The only instance type which is eligible for free tier is T2 micro. This is eligible for free tier. Let's say if you select T2 T2 medium, this is not eligible for free tier, my dear friends. You can see the pricing, it will be priced for $0.0496 per hour. There is a cost attached to it. The bigger the size, the more cost of the Linux machine. Which is instance type which is eligible for free tier? The only instance type is T2 micro. Now, what is the configuration of T2 micro? You can see one CPU and 1 GB memory. Now I have the hardware configuration with me. So the memory of this particular Linux machine is 1 GB. And how many processors? One CPU. Hard disk, I'll be explaining it soon. But I have now provided you the hardware configuration. The Linux machine, what we are creating is a T2 micro instance. That's nothing but a combination of memory and processor. It is 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. So that's our instance type. Next. It is asking for key pair. Whenever you create a Linux, whenever you create an instance, it will ask you to download a key pair. It will ask you to download a key pair. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. Once you in the process of creating the machine, it will ask you to create a new key pair. It's very important that you have to create a new key pair. You may have a question, Sunil, what is key pair? Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. Let's go ahead and create a new key pair. Then I'll show you where should we use this key pair. Okay. So can you see here we have an option of creating a new key pair. Always please proceed and create a new key pair. Key pair name can be anything. Let's say I'm naming it as my name Sunil with today's date 11 followed with KP. This is my key pair name. This is my key pair name, and key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. I'll show you that. Please have a look at this. Create new key pair. The moment I create new key pair, it is downloading. What it is downloading? The PEM file is downloading. Let's say I want download in my desktop under Sunil folder or in my desktop. I'm creating a new folder with the name DevOps. 4 p.m. This is my directory name. In this, I'm saving my key pair. You can see key pair is saved. What is extension .pem? Next. Network settings, take the default. By default, the SSH port is allowed for you for connectivity. So don't worry about this. Configure storage. As I told you, I'll be explaining about storage, nothing but the hard disk. This Linux machine is having a storage of 8 GB of hard disk, a very small hard disk of 8 GB. Okay. Perfect. Scroll down. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with creating an EC2 machine. Quick recap. You can see here the member of machines what I'm creating is machine 1, which is of Ubuntu 18 machine, 18 version with T2 micro instance and 8 GB of storage. That's it. And click on launch instance. And click on launch instance. Successfully launched the instance. Scroll down. View instance. My dear friends, can you see the machine 1 is now still in the pending process? It's waiting. It will be taking less than a minute for the machine to get into running state. I have successfully created a Linux machine on AWS cloud platform. And the configuration of this particular Linux machine is 1 GB memory with 1 processor and 8 GB of storage. And this is an Ubuntu operating system. Perfect. You can see the machine is running. I have successfully created Linux machine. This is shown in the AWS course, but this is especially for participants who are directly jumping into DevOps to make yourself comfortable. I'm sure many already know the process, but especially for the new beginners, let's make them comfortable. And we are now in a position to create a Linux machine. So machine is up and running. Okay. Now I have one more question. Answer my question. We have created a Linux machine, agree? No doubt. My question is, where did you create the Linux machine? Where did you create the Linux machine? You may have answered. Sunil, we have created Linux machine on AWS cloud. Okay, you are right. You have created Linux machine on AWS cloud, but in which region? Now look at my answer. We have created AWS machine on Mumbai data center. Can you see here? We have created AWS in which data center? Mumbai data center. Yes, perfect. AWS is having their data centers all over the world. AWS is having their data centers all over the world. They are having huge gigabytes of surplus memory, huge gigabytes of process, huge gigabytes of storage. All these are available in the data centers. So we have connected to Mumbai data center. This 8 GB storage is not the storage of my laptop hard disk. My laptop is having 500 GB of storage. I have not allocated my hard disk. I have allocated, if I have not allocated my memory, I have not allocated my processor. I have consumed the hardware configuration of hardware availability of Mumbai data center, and I have created Linux machine as per my requirements in the Mumbai data center. Clear? Yes, you can see. You can see this is the region. If you want, you can go ahead and create in Singapore also if you want. Okay, any region you can select and work in. And as we are from India, I have selected Mumbai, so that's the best thing which you can have. So machine is created. Next. I am based out of Hyderabad. I'm based out of Hyderabad city and my mission is in Mumbai region. How can I connect? Not only creating a Linux machine, we should able to successfully connect. We should able to successfully connect to that Linux machine. Whenever you want to connect to Linux machine, we'll be using a command called SSH command. What command is used to connect to the Linux machine? SSH command. Now, where is this SSH command? You don't need to write the SSH command. Select the machine, whichever you want to get connected. Can you see we have a button called connect? Go to SSH client. Go to SSH client, scroll down. Can you see we have an SSH command? Yes, this is the SSH command. Copy this SSH command. This is the SSH command. Okay. So I have now the SSH command ready with me, my dear friends. This is my SSH command. The command is ready with me. So whenever you want to connect to this Linux machine, you'll be using a command called SSH command. Very good. The command is ready. You know how to get the SSH command. Next, where should I run this command? Command is ready, right? Where should I run this command? Should I run this command in the browser? Huh? If you run it on browser, do you think it will be connected? No. Now, where should we run this command? That's important. Where should we run this command? We'll be running this command in the terminal. You need a terminal. If you run it on browser, if you run it on Notepad, if you run it on Word document, it does not work. You need to have a terminal so that you will be connecting to the Linux machine from the terminal. The terminal which I'm using now to connect to the Linux machine is a terminal called Git Bash. What is Git Bash? Git Bash is a terminal. We have to install that particular Git Bash in our personal laptop. We have to install the terminal in our personal laptop, and then using that SSH command, we'll be connecting to that Linux machine. So step one, you have to install the terminal called Git Bash. Now I'm introducing a new terminal called Git Bash. How to connect to Linux machine? As I told you, we'll be connecting to the Linux machine using SSH command. How to get the SSH command? I already have shown you. How to get the SSH command? I already have shown you. Select the machine, click on connect, get the go to SSH client. Can you see we have an SSH client here, and then you have an SSH command. That's enough. This help you to get the SSH command, but you need a terminal, the terminal called Git Bash. So what I have to do, you have to download this terminal Git Bash in my personal laptop. So open Google and search for Git Bash download. Can you see? Search for Git Bash download. Select the first link, git-scm.com. And I want to download this terminal for my Windows laptop. So select this Windows and click here so that the terminal gets downloaded. Where I want download in my downloads folder. So I'm downloading the terminal. The terminal is nothing but Git Bash. It's an exe file. If it's an exe file, what do? We install it, isn't it? This is your terminal. So let's double click on this. Do you want to install this terminal? Yes. Just click on next, 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 next. And then click on install. Take all the default options and install the terminal Git Bash on your personal laptop. That's it. We are almost done installing the terminal called Git Bash. Finish. The terminal is installed. Okay. The terminal is installed. Very good. Okay. Next. I will be opening the terminal. One more important point. When you have created a Linux machine, do you remember it is asking you to download Keypair? It is asking you to download Keypair. Do you remember we have downloaded Keypair? The name of the Keypair is, it can be any name. I'm naming it as Sunil 11 KP, and Keypair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. And where it is downloaded, do you remember where I have downloaded the Keypair? I remember I have downloaded the Keypair in desktop. I remember I have downloaded my Keypair in desktop. Sunil folder. Can you see the folder name is Sunil? And I have downloaded, not Sunil folder, I think DevOps folder. Yes, DevOps 4 p.m. In this folder, I have downloaded a Keypair. Have you observed? Yes. Okay. So in this location, the location where you have never open the Keypair. Please never open the Keypair. Keypair is a small file with text with just 2 KB size. It's just a 2 KB size. Don't open the Keypair. Remember, open the terminal. Right click on this free space. Right click on the free space. Can you see Git Bash here? As we have installed Git Bash, you can see the option here, Git Bash here. We have to open the Git Bash from this location. You have to open the Git Bash terminal from this location. Okay, so open the Git Bash here. This is how the Git Bash looks like. Let me increase the font size for better visibility. I have opened the terminal. You can see the terminal is pointing to desktop. Under desktop, it is pointing to DevOps 4 PM folder. Now here I'll be copy pasting the SSH command. This is my SSH command, and I will be using this SSH command. Copy, paste my SSH command in my terminal. I press enter. Are you sure you want to connect? Type yes. Enter. Hooray, you have successfully connected. You have successfully connected to Linux machine, which is somewhere running in the Mumbai data center. What is the proof that you're getting connected? What is the proof that your terminal is connected? You're getting an IP address. Have you observed? 172.31.34.218. Is it the same IP address? Is it the same IP address 172.31.34.218? Is it the same IP address of the machine? Yes. The moment you're getting an IP address, that's a proof that you have connected. You have connected to Linux machine, which is somewhere running in Mumbai, and happily you can practice the Linux commands from here. That's the concept of cloud. Anything you can create it on cloud. You can create a virtual machine. Any machine you want, you can create it on cloud. Clear? Clear about this? Am I clear? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining you how to create a new AWS account, followed with not only creating a new AWS account, I am showing you how can we connect to that particular Linux machine, how to get the SSH command to get connected, and how to download the terminal and how to install that particular terminal. Yes, perfect. Now you can see we have successfully connected also. Let me show you one more time. Exit. Whenever you want to disconnect, click on exit to close the connection. One more time, exit to close the terminal. I repeat again, how to connect to the Linux machine. Select the machine, click on connect, get the SSH command here as in under SSH client. Okay, under SSH client, you will find this SSH command. This will be your SSH command. Okay, this will be your SSH command. Once you have an SSH command ready with you, you need a terminal. We have installed already the terminal called Git Bash. And then you have to open that particular terminal from the location where the key pair, because have you observed SSH command uses key pair. Your SSH command will work only when it identifies the key pair. Sunil K11 key pair. So that's the reason you have to go to that particular location where the key pair is available. I have seen many participants opening the key pair like this. Do not open the key pair. Don't open the key pair. Don't select the key pair at all. Right click on this free page. You can see open Git Bash here. The terminal gets opened and then get the SSH command. And you are now connected. Perfect. And you can happily learn the Linux commands because that's a prerequisite. Am I clear? It's time for questions. Any questions, please raise your hand. Sachin.
Hi. Hi, Sunil.
Good evening, Sachin. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm
your
working
question,
with
please.
like network domain since 10, 11 years. So will this DevOps help in this domain, or I need to change my working domain for this?
You are a network administrator,
Yes, yes,
having 10 years of experience.
yes.
Definitely it will help you because this is into cloud platform, isn't it? Such this is something related to cloud. You're not a developer. This is something like cloud platform, which will definitely will be an added advantage. Network administrators, system administrators, middleware engineers, they can get into DevOps professionals. Even developers can get into DevOps professionals. Okay, definitely it will be suitable.
Okay. And how it can, what kind of the role that it's along with the network, or it's a separate domain we can say?
No, you can. It's not along with network. Okay, as I told you, do you remember we have some list of tools in DevOps?
Yes.
We have Git. Okay, we have Maven. We have Jenkins.
Jenkins.
We have Docker. I hope you have heard about this Docker. Kubernetes, isn't it? We have Ansible.
Yes,
I
yes,
hope you have heard about Ansible. We have
yes.
Nagios. We have Terraform. So these are all nowhere related to networking concepts. Okay. Probably under AWS, there's a service called VPC. I hope you have heard about that. So that's about related to networking. This is nowhere related to networking. But yes, you can acquire these skills and get into DevOps industry. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So every tool is having its own functionality. Sachin, Terraform is all about creating infrastructure on cloud. Sachin, okay. Ansible is all about configuring machines. Okay, if a client is having 100 machines and you want to install some software in all the 100 machines, manual is a tedious job, isn't it, Sachin? Okay, so Ansible comes into role. So it's all about the inventory management. So Kubernetes is all about orchestration. Docker is all about next level to virtualization. Jenkins is all about automation. So every tool is having its own functionality. You will not find networking role involved here, but it's purely a different game. Okay. Thank you, Sachin. Sai Tilak. Your question. We cannot hear you, Sai Tilak.
Currently, I am working as a performance tester, 1.5 year experience. Is there any openings for 1.5 year DevOps? I mean,
Yes. You have openings for 1 year experience also. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Priya, your question, please. Panigrahi. There are many people raising their hands, my dear friends. We cannot speak with everybody. To the possible extent, we'll have an interaction. Highest priority goes to the day-wise agenda. Hem Kumar, how are you?
Yeah, hi Sunil. I'm doing good, thank you.
Thank you.
So, like Sunil, like I too having 10 years of experience in IT, where I'm working as a SaaS platform administrator.
Okay.
So, in my previous project, like
SAS, you mean to
I
say
worked on.
statistical analytics
Yep,
in the
yeah.
domain. Okay, okay, good.
Okay. So, like where I'm having like nearly 10 years experience on that.
Okay,
Parallelly, I used to work on infra side, like building some data science related applications
very good.
and also one of the application called Instabase. It is hosted on Kubernetes, where I supported that application as well. And
Okay.
I do have
You
some
already
knowledge
got the
on.
relevant exposure.
Yeah. I do have some knowledge on using Ansible templates,
Very good.
Bitbucket setup, but I did not do like where
Okay.
we used to have a DevOps team. They used to make the setup and they used to give us the templates and all to
Okay.
use from our side. So like I was expecting like, will this course be help me to make me to create the Bitbucket setup, like where the code repositories and creating the Ansible templates from our side, and
Yes.
can we will that
As once in the Ansible, we'll be learning about how to write the Ansible files so that you can perform configurations. We'll be not using Bitbucket, but we'll be using GitHub for storing the source
GitHub.
code repository, which is equivalent tool. Okay. So yes,
Yeah.
we'll be discussing on those concepts. If your plan
Uh,
is to get into DevOps team,
Not exactly, but as in a secondary source, I was looking like where actually what happened nowadays. Every team like in my like I when I surrounding, I'm seeing like every team is looking for the DevOps team. So
okay,
some teams are expecting the existing team members to do the DevOps tasks.
okay.
So that's the reason I
So
was
definitely after
trying to
this course,
learn
you will
these
feel
things.
comfortable configuring and managing your DevOps activities on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, I'm in London and working with the clients directly. So they
Okay.
were expecting like rather than bringing the new people, like a new resources for
I
the
know
DevOps
the
separately,
UK
then
is very good
they're
market for
expecting.
DevOps.
Yeah, I see. So they're expecting the existing team member to learn and do the things
Yes.
rather than bringing the new people. So that's why.
Yeah, you feel comfortable definitely after this course. You will feel more comfortable working with your existing DevOps team. Okay.
Yeah. I do have some like a bit. I do have exposure on the terminologies where we use for pods when we say about the
Pods,
Kubernetes and
Kubernetes,
environment groups with respect to the
services.
Ansible.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do have, but I did not implement them from my
Okay.
side. Just I used it, someone created them, and I used to use them in my
Now you'll
project. So
understand
that's
it how to create your own Ansible files. Okay.
yeah,
Not only specific to
yeah.
Ansibles, probably you may not have exposure towards Jenkins jobs, but now
Yep,
you'll also get
yeah.
exposed towards Jenkins. It's an all-round exposure. You'll get it once you complete this course. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know this
Thank you.
institute?
Yeah, one of my friend from Hyderabad,
Mhm.
he shared details about
Is he
you.
working in DevOps?
No, he
Okay.
works in Capgemini,
Uh-huh.
and he just from I don't know how exactly he shared. Just I inquired him about DevOps course.
Okay.
He shared your details.
Okay. Thank you, him.
I think he might attended some of your training and he shared. I think so.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Richard. Good morning. Can you hear me, Richard? You are now allowed to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you, Richard? Your location, please.
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
many are joining from Nigeria, isn't it? Are you a group of friends?
I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
I got the link through
One more Nigerian friend.
at work. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know him. Yes. What's your question? Any specific technical question?
Okay. After this is actually my first try at DevOps. I just wanted to know, like, how easy, like, how long would it take me to learn to
The
be very
duration is 45 days. Okay.
Okay.
It is daily 1
Okay.
hour, and it is Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Each session is recorded. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
you will have access to, you cannot download the recordings, but you'll have access to recordings from the portal logiclabstech.com. Okay.
Okay.
You have to
Okay.
sign up and complete the process, payment process, then you'll have lifetime access. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Richard?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. And my dear friends, I strongly insist, do not communicate to any unauthorized people in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. So official communication, you will get it only from the admins of the WhatsApp group. Okay. So make sure that you are in the right WhatsApp groups. Okay. Don't join any links if you're getting it from other WhatsApp groups. Or the right WhatsApp groups are the groups which are having the description and the website and mainly the course name, do not entertain talking to a middleman. Generally, we don't do outbound calls. We don't give any immediately after the session. We share the messages. So hopefully, please make sure that you are in the right WhatsApp groups. Okay. And when you're making the payment, do not send the screenshot to anybody, because our backend team automatically monitor the transactions. So when you're making the payment, you have to visit to this particular website. Don't make payments to any unauthorized people. This is the site logiclabstech.com. Go to courses. I hope you know the course. It is 113. DevOps batch 113. As per Indian rupees, it is 5,900 only. As per US dollars, equivalent US dollars is very simple. You can easily calculate. Please check out and complete the payment formalities. You can make the payment. You can sign in with your Google, or you can go ahead and create a new account and proceed the payment formalities so that you'll have access to recordings for lifetime. So we are done with our agenda. One more important point I missed. This is the machine which we have just now created. Don't log out when the machine is in running state. It's your responsibility to stop the machine. Can you see we have an option called stop? Under instance state, there's an option called stop. Please stop the machine. You can see the previous machines are also stopped. The other machines are also stopped. And whenever you want, you can start the machines. When you do not want this machine permanently, there's an option called terminate. Terminate is used to delete the machines permanently. And if you don't want to delete the machines, you want to stop and start the machines, you can do that. And it's always good practice to stop the machine. It will just take less than a minute for the machine to get stopped and started. After stopping, then please sign out. I hope I'm very clear in explaining you the process. Did we meet our agenda? Every day, we will be definitely meeting our agenda of our sessions. You now know how to create a new AWS account. You know how to create a Linux machine. We'll be using the same Linux machine from tomorrow, getting connected to Linux machine, and you know now the terminal called Git Bash. What is our plan tomorrow? Getting started with Linux. The entire session tomorrow will be focusing on the important concepts of Linux, and then we will be feeling comfortable with the basics of Linux from tomorrow's session. Okay, until then, have a good time and see you tomorrow. Please complete the payment formalities if you are decided to enroll for the course. See you tomorrow with the same link. Again, have a good time. Thank you.